I don't know about you, but I've been wanting to explore how high is this AI cryptocurrency niche going to get, because there's a lot of influencers out there talking about the $1 trillion niche, and I want to know, is that really possible? Is it feasible? Because if it is, we're all going to be ridiculously rich. So let's investigate that together and look at some popular tokens like OXO to see exactly how high a lot of these influencers think it's going to go, and my personal thoughts on it as well. So let's start with a little bit of a wider scope. Let's talk about AI in general, because I'm pretty sure, unless you're crazy, you know that this is going to change the world, and it already is. And all the top dogs, this is how you know it's a breakthrough technology, because the biggest companies in the world are rushing to adopt and create their own AI bots. So you can see WhatsApp has integrated. I opened WhatsApp this morning and they literally had Meta's AI, I believe it's called Llama 3, integrated with their app, and I've seen it on Instagram too. I'm not a big Instagram user, but I've had a peek and I've seen it integrated there. You've known that Sam Altman, the founder of OpenAI, has sought $7 trillion of funding for his ventures in AI. Apple are reportedly developing their own custom silicon for AI servers. Not only that, but they have acquired another AI startup from France called Data Collab, which specializes in data compression and image analysis. So they're making some big moves there. Of course, you've got Microsoft, who acquired OpenAI. They are continuing to make moves, $100 billion AI-centric data center that they are trying to build. So that's the Web 2 world. Now, if you studied the blockchain, studied AI, you'll know where the Venn diagram crosses over. You'll know that there's a lot of benefits in actually decentralizing the whole AI niche, sort of like instead of having a centralized taxi service for your city, Uber is going to crush it with lots of individual drivers who sign up with their own hours and they get incentivized by boost periods. In the long term, the theory is that decentralized AI wins out. And why this is exciting to us is because AI currently has a market cap of $22 billion, which a lot of smart people is saying is extremely low. And we could see that hitting the $1 trillion level. We'll talk more about it in a second, but let's have a look at some of the top tokens. You've got $3.5 billion for Render, 3.1 billion for BitTensor, 2.5, 1. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 projects that have crossed the $1 billion level. And the theory goes that there are going to be dozens, if not hundreds of tokens that are going to be over the $1 billion mark. Now, let's apply a little of my own analysis before we jump into other people's thoughts. This is gaming. Now, this is the niche that I personally played in the last bull market and did pretty well. Alex Becker was always a huge fan of this, and this was basically the AI of the last cycle, was gaming is going to be everything. People kept talking about the market cap here also hitting $1 trillion. The theory was in the next 3 to 10 years, this is about 3 years ago now, that this market cap would hit $1 trillion. And of course, the theory still holds true. You see Becker tweet about it all the time. He thinks that gaming is also going to the $1 trillion market cap. But this was basically the peak. I've gone back to November 25th, 2021 on the way back machine, so you can see these market caps up here. Now, these are the circulating market cap. The fully diluteds were much higher, but there were a lot of them over the $1 billion. But even then, it's not crazy amounts, and this was peak bull season. And this had me a little bit skeptical, because I'm like, well, in peak bull last time, if the top market cap was $53 billion and everyone was calling for $1 trillion, and there's only about 6 or 7 tokens that were over the $1 billion in circulating supply, it kind of looks a little bit similar to this one. Obviously, it's double the size, but there's still about 6 or 7 into the $1 billion market cap, and maybe it might double, and that might be all we get. But there is also a big difference between this screenshot of November 2021 and this one from today. We can see it's a $25 million market cap in gaming, and that is if you look at the top left of the screen. You can see on the way back machine, this only had 14,000 cryptos in existence that were actually indexed on CoinMarketCap. Now, it's got 2.4 million tokens, which I'm not even going to do the math on that. That's just an insane amount more tokens that are actually getting indexed. And therefore, it's a lot easier for these market caps to reach something like $1 trillion, because it's spread out across way more projects, and each project could just be worth $1 million. If you have enough of them, it's going to be $1 trillion. And if you want to feel bullish, read these tweets by the people who have made us a lot of money already and made themselves a lot of money in the last bull run. I'm thinking that they're going to be more right than me and you, so I'm going to follow them. So I'm basically following what you're about to read. Becker tweeted, AI summer. He's referring to the crazy DeFi summer of about 4 years ago when Andrew Tate made $85 million on PancakeSwap. CryptoGodJohns says, run it. Crypto Rover says that AI crypto is still massively undervalued, the easiest 10x of my life. And he took a photo of the market cap. And if you don't know what market cap is, and this deep in, sorry for not explaining it earlier, it's the accumulative total of every single individual crypto in that niche added together. And so by this math, a 10x in the total market cap would be an average of a 10x return, if we don't include the new AIs coming onto the market, for each individual token that is in that niche. Ilio Trades, another big dog, he's got to be close to making hundreds of millions. I think he's going to come out of this entire crypto thing with billions. He's just a really smart guy who's doing really big things. He says the reality of crypto is exactly what Warren all-you-can-eat Buffett said. The big money isn't in buying and selling. It is in the waiting, which is the period we're in now, according to Ilio. Dollar cost average into gaming and AI leaders and simply wait. He's saying we're going somewhere up close to $1 trillion. Just wait for it to happen. Just hold your bags. Alex Becker says the AI and gaming markets each are about 20 billion. We're looking at that. There's about 23 billion, 25 billion at the moment. In a full bull market, meme coins market cap have moved up this amount in days, talking about $20 billion in a day. Now, that is sort of true. We saw Doge move up to 80 billion or $60 billion over a few weeks. It takes almost nothing to send coins back to top price and then 5x that. So tokens are about half of their all-time high on average at the moment and then 5x up. So he's thinking about a 10x feels right for him. The recovery and return up will be lightning fast, the thing that I agree with him most on. I think this is going to go really quick. We're talking about a little bit of retracement. We don't know when. It could be tomorrow. It could be in 6 months. It could be in 13 months. But I agree. I've been looking at the bull market of the past in 2021. These things were quick. Dogecoin was only up at its all-time high for a couple of weeks and it absolutely exploded up there. CryptoGodJohn, when talking about AI coins and Web 2 AI companies are going to be, some of them are going to be failing, and the new ones, the new crypto tokens that create new demand and innovation that change the world will grow to multi-billions / trillions in the market cap. And so those boys are really bullish. And I'm excited. I'm throwing my hat in the arena and I'm actually playing along. I'm like, cool, these guys know more than me. They've made more money in the past than me. I'm in. I don't mind if the downside we go to zero, but I do want these 10, 20, 50 X's that they say are still coming, because on average, remember, it's a 50x mover in the market. There's going to be a lot of coins coming into the market over the next couple of years that will also contribute to that trillion. But even if we say it's half that, on average, it's a 25x. Like Ilio says, buy these tokens. We've talked about them on the channel. If you want to know which specific ones, I'll link up our AI breakdowns in the description below, and just wait. And now, how long do you wait? And how long do I think, based on my research for this video and studying what other people are saying, that it's going to go? Well, we actually did a breakdown on CryptoGodJohns' last bull predictions, seeing how close he was in them actually coming true. Meaning, in the last bull market, CryptoGodJohn kept talking about Chainlink. He thought it was going to 700x from the point that he found it. And where did it peak out? It actually peaked out at about 360x. It reached about 50% of his prediction. So I'm going to apply that 50% filter to someone like CryptoGodJohn, who thinks the market is going to 50x overall, which means that something like OXO, which is his biggest bag, his biggest holding, and his biggest AI conviction, has been up at the 50 cents level, and it has retraced all the way down to half at the moment. He thinks there's going to be at least a 10x here. He posted this on Twitter. He said, posting this here from when it 10x's from here, hashtag OXO. This is the token he's talking about. You can see it's got a 238 million fully diluted. He believes it's going to go to 2.38 billion on the low end, which would mean this would be $2.50 per token. And so my conclusions, someone who holds a decent amount of something like OXO, I don't own Paal. I never liked Paal. I thought it was I tried to use their software, and that's actually one thing we should talk about. A lot of these softwares, guys, this is entirely speculation. A lot of these projects aren't the legit projects that you actually think they are. This is all speculation, just like gaming was speculative in the last bull market. Not many of these AI projects are doing anything more impressive than the Web 2 world yet. So make sure you know when to get out. And for me personally, I'm going to be dollar cost averaging on the way up. I think I'm going to take 50% of what CryptoGodJohn is saying. I think this has got about a 5x before I take the majority of my money out, and I let the rest ride. I'm going to try and find some lower market cap AI tokens, but I definitely want to leave some and then let it ride, because I do think that this time is a little bit different. I know that's a famous saying, this time's not different. Dollar cost average your way in, dollar cost average your way, and they don't even say that. They say dollar cost average your way into the S&P. Nothing will ever beat it. Well, Bitcoin's beat it for the last 14 years by a long way. And I think Bitcoin has a lot to do with this bull market narrative for something like AI. It gives it air. It lets it breathe, it lets it grow, and it lets it flourish. And I think with the ETFs, the Hong Kong ETFs, and the halving that's just passed, we might be in for a nice long bull market, an 18 months, a 2-year celebration where money is just going crazy. I mean, Michael Saylor thinks we're in a bull market all the way up until 2032, which would be fantastic, and it would let these AI coins get to absurd levels. I'd love to know, how high do you think these AI tokens are going to be taking us as a total market cap, and what are your AI plays? If there's any interesting suggestions, I will be breaking them down here on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.